Envy is when someone else gets to have something or do something that you want, and it creates a very unpleasant sensation. So here's the thing about envy. It is a bright, piercing arrow pointing to a desire that you're carrying. Sometimes when envy hits you unawares, the biggest gift, the biggest first gift you get is self-knowledge. That's something I want. And unfortunately, oftentimes what happens is, instead of that being a moment of celebration, of being like, yes, that's something I want, a sort of internal experience happens. Why don't I have that? Why does that person have that? Self-attack, shame, blame, anger at the injustice of life, all sorts of thoughts and feelings, most of which, in the case of envy, cause a person to retreat and contract, meaning move away from, separate from the person who has the thing you want. So an incredible thing to do when you're feeling envious is first acknowledge that this is something that I want. The second thing is to realize that by retreating and contracting and engaging in the entire experience that separates you, what you're telling yourself is that you can't have that. Now, if you do the opposite, if you look at the person who has the thing that you want, maybe it's in a different form, maybe you want it with slightly different details, slightly different circumstances, but the general gist of it, if it's enough to hit you with envy, if you can take that moment and instead of retreating, instead of disconnecting, connect, if you can celebrate that person, if that person is someone you know, if you can send them flowers, congratulate them, if that person is too far away from you for that kind of contact or communication, then speak highly of them, celebrate, talk about how great it is that they have that. Why? Because the moment that you connect, especially if you can actually connect to that person, you are telling yourself, yes, I can have that too. And that body-based emotional information is going to be so much powerful, so much more powerful than its opposite. Suddenly, it is revealed that inside envy is oftentimes admiration and inspiration. That person having that experience is a source of admiration and inspiration for you. And if you have the courage or humility or self-love to be generous and celebrate them, that connection oftentimes can lead to them even collaborating with you or supporting you in you having your version of the same thing. And even if that never occurs, the feeling of envy turns into a source of power, turns into a source of admiration and inspiration the moment you start to celebrate them for having it. And once again, you tell yourself you get to have that too in your own unique way, in your own unique style. So for those of you who are plagued with envy, try this experiment. Try this experiment. First, acknowledge how cool it is that this sharp arrow just pointed to something, trying to get your attention. I want that. Second, celebrate that person, connect with them, and watch the admiration and inspiration fuel you. And the celebration let you know that you can have that too in your own way.